Today I'm gonna talk about a technique I kinda created on myself, and I call it reset. This technique is part of my morning routine, so I'm doing it every single day from Monday to Friday. I take 2 days off on Saturday and Sunday. And what is this technique about? What does it do? Why I am doing it? This technique I see as a perfect example of exercise which came from like very simple, really basic kind of movement, and I just add to it the work with breath, with blood pressure, and understanding the muscles inside the body, the chains, what the muscles create, which go through the body. Alright, so how does it look like? Very simple. I'm in a position on my belly, possible to lay down on the floor, on the bed, any place you have space around you and you feel kind of comfortable. On the ground, on the hard ground, it should be the best because you have higher stability, but I consider it unpleasant to be on the very hard ground, so I use the yoga mat, or I just use my bed as a place where I do this exercise. Starting position is with arms on the ground, in position just right under the shoulders, on both sides with both arms, and the legs are on the toes, but still the whole body is relaxed, and the forehead is touching the ground as well in the starting position, in the position 0. There, in the position 0, I take a very deep breath from the very pelvis, like from the lowest part of your hips, up through the whole body to your neck. Like fill yourself up from the bottom to the top as much as you can. The amount of air you are able to inhale and hold in will define the results of this exercise. So it's important. Okay, when I take the breath in, I hold the breath and I rise up. I push myself with arms from the ground, and the torso, the upper part of the body, is rising up and bending behind like a cobra. And I go all the way up till my arms are straight. The elbows are not bent anymore. Shoulders, everything is in one line. And I don't finish there. I continue with the head and go backward. Stay there for 1 second. Feel the tension, like from going through the whole body, from the toes, through the legs, the front side of the legs, quads, hips, the belly, chest and neck. Everything in this area is going to stretch right now. This is the beginning of the movement. Then I continue with rotation, as I would like to look at my heels, and I'm trying to look at the diagonal leg, you know, like cross over. And so I bend behind and then start with my head. It's important to start this movement with your head. The head is the okay. Doesn't know this word. Doesn't matter. You know, the head is the initiator of the movement. It's the first part. Where the head go, the rest of the body follow. And so I start to turn my head behind. And segment by segment, the whole spine follow this movement and chain up through the whole body. And from the direct stretching of the belly and chest and everything of the upper body and the whole body down to your legs, now it's going to the side. And you can stretch the side of your neck, you can stretch the chest, and you can really greatly stretch your side, the ribs, the side of the belly. I like this exercise. And when you are in the very last point of this exercise, you are able to see your heel. In this point, you start to slowly exhale and turning back, like the same way you get there, you're now coming back. And as I am coming back, I let my shoulder rise up, and all my weight of the upper body is on that one shoulder on the side I am stretching, and I open myself, I open the chest, and I am stretching the shoulder, and I feel how the muscles chain down from the shoulder, down through the whole arm to the fingers. And one finger after another, I stretch one chain after another, which all goes up to the shoulder, all the way up to the head, right behind your ear. And that's the basic movement. That's the exercise I'm coming from, and which I customized and improved its effects. How so? What did I do? What have I done? As I take a deep breath, I filled myself up with the air. And as I bend over, the pressure inside of my body rises up. The pressure in the body makes also the blood pressure higher. Blood pressure higher. Alright. When the blood pressure is higher, it circulates faster. And every single cell in the body has much better supply of oxygen and all the ingredients, all the food, all the energy which is inside the blood. Not only that, but the pressure helps the blood to get into the very furthest and most difficult part to get in, to the very smallest veins, where under normal circumstances the blood is not able to get in because it does not have enough pressure. With this exercise, you push it in, you force it like to spread all over your body. And once you get on the peak of this exercise and you are coming back, not only the pressure inside of your body starts to dropping down because of the change of the position and returning to the basic, but I also start to exhale. Those two aspects multiplies. They add to get one to another. I count as one, and they create difference in between the blood pressure. From the very high blood pressure, now it becomes very low blood pressure. What happens? The blood is coming from the outside, from the peripheries to the centers. It's coming back to the heart, to inner parts of the body. And that is very beneficial for the body because it takes all the garbage from the places where the blood was not able to get in. Now you push it in there, into those places where are hidden, forgotten pieces of dead cells and toxins and anything what body doesn't like to have inside of it, and you help your body to get it out, to flush it, flush the body, flush. And that's how you heal yourself. That's how you help your body to regenerate. How you restore or restart regenerating processes and the places where the blood was not able to flow anymore. And the second, even more interesting thing to me is once the blood pressure drops down, it drops so fast that for a small period of time, for a few seconds, the brain has not enough energy to keep itself going, and it's going to shut down. The brain, it's like the computer when you pull the energy from the wall. Without the electricity, the computer cannot work. It shuts down. Same principle with the brain. What is it good for? Why would anybody in the world do such crazy thing like to shut himself out on purpose? Why? Right? Oh, it's a good question. So, my reasons why I do this crazy shit every single day is because it resets the brain. And as you reset the brain, you kind of reset your whole body. And you can get into the starting point, into the point zero, where you start over, you start fresh, you start clean. When I shut myself off, and then I'm coming back to the senses. It's a very interesting process, at least for me. Because your brain and the connection in between your brain and your awareness is slowly like starting again. It's slowly switching on again. It's slowly getting into the connection, start all the programs, and restore all the normal functions of the body. The amazing thing is that it does not happen all at once. It goes slowly. One program, one feeling, one information after the another. Right. Why is that important? When I want to work with the energy inside of my body, it always goes through the feeling. Under normal circumstances, there is not only one energy playing the role. There is plenty of them. Actually, it's like it's so many at once, and it's all mixed up, tangled like a ball of wires, and it's very difficult to unwire it, like to separate single energies, to be able to recognize it, understand it, and work on it like with focus, directly, concretely, which is easier and more effective. But because all those feelings are there in the same place, in the same time, they mix together, and for me, like in this very moment, it's impossible to separate them. So the only option for me left is to work with this giant ball of tangled wires of energy as it is. And I do it, you know, it's like I had to do something, and I have to work with it every single day. It's possible to work with this whole ball, and if you put enough work in that, you can lower the amount of the energy. You can make it better. You can help yourself like that without even understanding it, without the necessity to recognize concrete feeling of concrete energy. You can work it as a whole just by raising your frequency and trying to relax. You can release all you want to get out, but the price for not understanding it is more work, right? So this process is much more difficult. It takes more time, it takes more effort with lower results. And therefore, I'm practicing this exercise, the reset. When I reset myself, get to the point zero, and now I am the watcher, like I'm the spectator. I'm someone who is just there to be witness of what is happening inside the body. And as your brain is getting back the energy, if the blood is coming back to it, it's switching on, and now the feelings do not come all at once. But the amazing thing is that they do come one after another. And man, that's it, because this is the moment when you can recognize it. Once you feel only one emotion, only one feeling, one kind of energy, you can say what kind of energy it is, what kind of feeling. And then you can grab it and work with that, like with the focus, with intention on only this kind of energy. And it works much more smoother. You don't need to put out so much effort. You don't need to raise your frequency much higher. You don't need so much time to get it out. You find it, you grab it, pull it out. End of story. And so you are able to find out what kinds of different energies are tangled in this big ball of wires, and one after another take them off, which makes all this work much more efficient. Alright, that's not all. We are just warming up with this exercise. What it is good for, we already know.